trillions could flow through cryptos like Stellar XLM, and Zioncoins could benefit, and so can you. But what are the fundamental facts of the matter? Well, before all of that, please like, subscribe. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm, and I can keep delivering more and more content like this to you more frequently now when I decide. Let me just say this. AT&T, in the previous video, is a stock of interest right now, I believe. And I think we need to look at who's worked within this company, AT&T, what they've done to establish just what sort of people AT&T hires. And further to that, we know from the previous video that Blackrock, this multi-trillion-dollar company, this multi-trillion-dollar firm, has a partnership through a company called Gigapower to service the fiber infrastructure around America. And it's my speculation that Blackrock will be out in the Ukraine with AT&T to deliver fiber infrastructure. Obviously, when the war is over, this could be sometime in the future, right? And time is relative, okay? However, when you think about that, AT&T delivering this fiber optics promise for broadband for the internet is a utility company. It's a serious company that has value, right? And it's a stock that is at quite a low point at the moment. One of its lowest points, actually. One of its lowest points since its all-time high. And I believe that Blackrock, AT&T, and Stellar are intertwined. There's an interlink there. Stellar interlink, Blackrock interlink, AT&T interlinked. And I say this because Stellar have a massive interest within the Ukraine to deliver CBDCs, the central bank digital currency, and also Stellar aid throughout the war. And this Stellar aid delivered through the partnership with MoneyGram is a great deal, and it is functional, and it just cuts out the middleman and avoids corruption, right? So that people on the ground that are in need receive their money. But really, what sort of people work for AT&T? Well, Nathan, let's just have a look at Wikipedia. Over to you. Yes, Nathan. So there is somebody that used to work at AT&T, whether they still do or not, I don't know. But it's Peter Shaw from AT&T. Bell Labs in New Jersey published Shaw's algorithm. It allows quantum computer to factor large integers numbers quickly. It solves both the factoring problem and the discrete log problem. The algorithm can theoretically break many of the crypto systems in use today. Its invention sparked a tremendous interest in quantum computing. So, first United States government workshop on quantum computing is organized by NIST. And there is a lot going on with quantum computing right now, and potentially a lot to worry about. But really, we're seeing physicists quantum produced an electrically pumped, fully integrated, compact, turnkey quantum source that can create two and high dimensional two Bell systems, known as biophoton quantum frequency combined with above 95% fidelity. They reported that the source is able to generate 8,000 frequency bin entangled photons per second. This source is capable to produce both photonic qubits and qubits with a very high coincidence to accidental ratio of 80. The developed photonic architecture contains a laser and a Werner filter entirely on chip, bringing the required scalability and stability that were missing in the existing quantum photonic sources. This is the world's first fully on-chip quantum light. In May 2023, IBM has announced plans to develop a 100,000 qubit computer costing $100 million, and that's it, really, $100 million. And understand this, the relevance of 100,000 qubit computer. Understand why that's relevant. Nathan, back over to you, and we'll talk about that shortly. Yeah, that's great. Thanks for that, Nathan. Quantum computing. Yeah, this is a big deal. And when you look at Wikipedia, when you look at what China's doing with quantum computing, it's looking a bit scary there. I mean, you imagine AI, quantum computing together, mobile, in units, in drones. We are moving into the world of Terminator here, surely, you know. That aside, thinking too far ahead. You know, we look at this quantum computing and computational code that can potentially crack crypto, right? We need to look into this a little bit more.
This is where two different keys come in. So you have your private key, which hence the name is private. No one sees that. And your public key, which everyone can see. The signature is signed by your private key and verified and sent with your public key. This makes sure transactions won't be falsified. Now, the signatures are based off of the elliptical curve digital signature algorithm, which for now is not reversible, but quantum computers could reverse it. And by using the public key, they could find the private key, and that would allow the attacker to empty your Bitcoin wallet. So if you ever make a transaction in Bitcoin, you could eventually be vulnerable to this kind of attack because your public key is out there. But you could drastically reduce your chances by just using an address once. But there's an even better solution. There is such a thing as quantum-resistant algorithms and cryptocurrencies. These are special cryptos that are built to fight quantum attacks. And the Crown Sovereign is the first crypto that's resistant to quantum attacks. But the other reassurance is this. It would take a 4,000 qubit computer to break the current crypto algorithms. If you don't know, in regular computers there are bits, in quantum computers there are qubits. And so 4,000. Right now the strongest quantum computer is at 127. But quantum computers could have advancements like regular computers did in the 70s and 80s. And Moore's law, which says that computing power will double every 3 years, could prove true for quantum processing power. And IBM plans to break the 1,000 qubit threshold by 2023. So will quantum computers break Bitcoin? Not necessarily.
Whoa, $1 trillion crypto quantum computing hack potential there. If IBM come through with a 100,000 qubit, boy, we really need the Crown Sovereign. We need to remember that clearly. The Crown Sovereign is resistant to quantum attacks. And we need to understand whether this can actually crack the elliptic curve. And I believe Michael Saylor had suggested that even if you did use a quantum computer, it would have no effect on Bitcoin because there are so many nodes out there, and it just wouldn't be able to ascertain the hash rate to be able to do this unless there was a 51% attack. But that aside, really, when you think about all that's going on, it's clear we're at the dawn of a new financial revolution. But what is going on with the stocks? Let's get back to that. Where can we see AT&T go in terms of price action? Where can we see Stellar XLM go in terms of price action? We really want to be looking at the technicals here, the TA, and discover what sort of price action we can anticipate, what sort of price action we can expect. Well, for that, let's look at AT&T first, and then we'll look at Stellar. So Nathan, AT&T, what sort of prices can we expect when we're looking at a reversal, a double bottom? Over to you.
Yes, Nathan, and without rambling on too much, without waffling on too much, you could see clearly that we got two double bottoms. This price chart is on the monthly. We got this double bottom within a double bottom itself, and then it starts to move up, trades sideways, and you've got this two double top areas, one double top there, and then you've got a double top here, and then you've got this drop back down to this point here, and we've got our two double bottoms that we discussed earlier. So I think given the current geopolitical climate at the moment, the economical geopolitical climate, I think we could potentially see a reversal happening here. And, you know, what could that look like? As I've done before, a basic, very basic, simple reversal pattern is if we just get our bar patterns and we go from here, say. So yeah, okay, I'm expecting the price to move back up to say $25, right? And then we just simply flip that around if it lets us. Okay, it's not going to let us do that. So what do? We go into that and we hit mirrored, and there you go. That gives us an idea of where we could be going with this price action, something like that. That's a basic. You see, you've got the double bottom there. Let's zoom in there for you, and don't forget this is on the monthly price action chart. So you've got your double bottom here, which should line up to that, and then that gets us right back up there to around $25. This is what I'd be expecting to see, a pattern like that, like this, and that's going to take us right potentially right up to about 2029, 2030. And obviously you kind of hope that the war will be over at this point with Ukraine and Russia. We can carry on building infrastructure. Nathan, back over to you.
Well, that's great, Nathan. Thanks for that. And yeah, with AT&T, yeah, you know, when you look at the technicals there, it's clear. But can it go higher? Can it go, you know, what is a catalyst to cause it to go higher? Normally when we see stocks move up high, it's because Fed printer goes brrr, right? More money is printed. What could be the catalyst for that? Well, when we have an issue with the debt ceiling, or the US has an issue and needs to raise the debt ceiling, but we know that the Federal Reserve have, you know, around $2 trillion in reserve. Well, you know, the US government have suggested that there is no limit to raising the debt ceiling. We know that Federal Reserve would have to be buying up Treasury bonds for this to be effective, to stabilize the economy. And these are just one of the tools that the Treasury uses to do so. Buys up securities, government securities, which stabilizes the economy effectively, so that there aren't bank runs or runs on other companies, right? And so if that's the case, if we have this fundamental event happening right now as we speak, and let's just say that we've got a few more bank runs, you know, coming forth, it could be Blackrock that could be in trouble. We don't know, but let's just suggest that there's potential on the horizon. We don't know what company or banks or institutions, not as of yet. And that 2 trillion that the Federal Reserve has in reserve gets taken up like that, just like the 10 trillion did. Well then, the Federal Reserve is going to need to print more money, and that will devalue the value in the dollar, ultimately devalue the dollar. The dollar will be worth less, and so therefore if the dollar's worth less, normally what happens when you see that is stocks tend to rise because there's more dollars in the system, and with the stocks rising, the price goes up. And so if that event happens, fundamentally, then yeah, you could potentially see stocks going up higher. And with that technical analysis there's potential. So moving forward on to Stellar XLM, however, let's look at those charts and determine what's happening technically, what could happen technically with the price of Stellar XLM if it repeats the cycle of 2017. Yes, and for that we're going to need to really create another video because it's going to be too long-winded, right? We have got to look at on-chain data. We got to look at circulating supply. We got to look at fractals. We have to look at least 3-4 different data points to get a clear understanding as to what's happening. We know the trend. The trend is clear. We're currently trading sideways and we're looking bullish, but we need more than that. We need more than that. We need more than that to determine or to foresee what sort of price we could be looking at in the next bull run. Yeah, and there you have it. In any case, I think it's clear. We need this crown quantum proof crypto. We need to look into exactly what that is and really see if there's any sort of compatibility with normal cryptos like Bitcoin, XLM, XRP, Quant. Maybe Quant has the answer. Who knows? We need to do a little more research on that. However, in any case, I'm Nathan, aka Nathan of Zion. Smash the Zioncoin up there. Like and subscribe. See you in the next one. And check out Banking on Bitcoin Revisited. Have a great day. Take care now.